One, two, three. Action. What is up, guys? Fahan here with Za once again, and today we have Nyo here. How are you, Nyo?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out. He's actually Sam's friend. We earlier reviewed his
ZZR 1400.
ZZR 1400. And now we are reviewing Nyo's Suzuki B-King. So this Suzuki B-King, wow. When I read about this bike, I didn't know that it's actually a cousin to the Hayabusa. They share the same engine. This is basically the Street Fighter version.
When you mentioned that we'll be interviewing a B-King, right? I was like, okay, I Google and was like, sialah, this bike looks like Transformers, yeah.
Really macam Transformer.
But it really came out in the Transformer 2 lah. You actually go read back, really got the Armor, the actor wrote a B-King.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In the Transformer 2.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Before Nyo tell us a story about his B-King, we'll give you a background about it. In production from 2008 till 2001, the Suzuki B-King or GSX 1300 BK is a street fighter class of motorcycle. Most notably, it shares the same engine as the second generation Hayabusa. The B-King name is alluded to being the king of Bs, standing for boost, beauty, and brains. Engine is a 1340 liquid cooled inline 4-cylinder 4-stroke DOHC 16 valve with fuel injection and a 6-speed manual transmission. In Singapore, unlike his cousin, the Suzuki Hayabusa, the B-King is a rare sight on the streets. Alright guys, so shout out to our sponsor Liqui Moly.
Do check out their online store for awesome motorbike care related products.
Support us by clicking on the link below to view the range of products.
Or use our promo code upon checking out.
So Nyo, wow. I don't know where to start because this is like one of the also legendary bikes.
Rare, very
Forgotten
rare.
legend.
Forgotten legend.
Because it's produced on 2007 until they stopped production at 2012. So this bike apparently is very, very popular in the UK side and China side. Because I think the Armor, they like street fighter bike because maneuvering wise is quite convenient, much better than the Hayabusa, ZZR, all those.
Oh, I see. So for yourself, in terms of maneuverability on this bike, the handling, everything is tip top.
For me, because my height, I'm 180 cm, so I quite tall, so my foot still can touch the ground. For people like
my height,
a bit not so tall, so might be a bit tito, especially on parking when you park on the slope side. So you have reverse that time is a bit leceh.
Speaking of the B-King, wow, look at the design. I'm impressed by the design overall. It's very unique looking. You never really see this on another bike. It's so wide, so chubby, and I especially like the four exhausts at the back. It's like
aeroplanes.
MV Agusta.
MV Agusta, yes.
No money buy MV Agusta. Because this pipe is called laser pipe. So previously, I think, because I'm a third owner, the first owner actually installed this pipe. So when I bought from the second owner that time, when I take over that time, it's already have this pipe already. So what the changes he did was he installed this HRA windshield. This CNC mirror is, I think, is legit one. So you go online check, one side is about 100 plus. And he installed this handguard. He installed this handguard. Slider wise, he also installed. You can see from the bolt here, there's a gold color. All is also Pro bolt, no, titanium. So he also installed Hyper Pro, you know, the Motover, the Hyper Pro. Also Scott Euler inside. There's a Scott Euler inside my bike, which I think you can't tell from there. So it's quite an earning for me from this bike.
Oh, so basically this bike, when you got it, is mod ready.
Yes. The only thing I need to change was like the disc brake. Because wear and tear wise, other than that, I didn't change much.
Oh, I see.
Tire, that's all.
The tire botak already,
that time the tire was using Pirelli for my own personal preference. I don't really like. I prefer Bridgestone, I would say. I prefer Bridgestone tire because cornering wise, they're more grippy. But people told me say Bridgestone very easy botak, which I don't really agree When you ride on Bridgestone on the wet road and the dry road, wow, power.
You are riding what? what MotoGP is it? Riding street road, you know. Hello, street, you know. Singapore street where got
Like,
150
I can
kilometers.
share how do I came about this bike. To be honest, this was my first class 2 bike. Because initially before COVID-19, before lockdown, at that time I like what you interview my friend Sam. Initially we want to go touring, want to Chiang Mai. But after 3 days later lockdown, I really feel lockdown. Was already. For my how say when you want to get a class 2 bike, what I can share with everyone is you must depend on own preference. But for me, I got few criteria. I want my bike posture not like sports bike. Because I'm 30 already, my back will ache. Second thing, I don't like, I feel, because to be honest, sports bike, you only can use the second gear or third gear in Singapore road. So the fourth and fifth and sixth is like, can redundant, so it's like for what? So apparently street bike and street fighter bike at that time, initially I was looking at FJR, because I like FJR, but it's a own preference. Some people don't like FJR, they think like very ugly or that. But for me, once looked on FJR, I was quite lucky. But how come I didn't get an FJR? Is because due to the price. That time was like about 20,000 plus. We want to fork out your more money come out is a bit pain lah. Then COE at that time I really like
Going crazy.
like going to burst really like volcano like that lah. So that time I didn't look about it. So that one day I was sitting down with my friend Sam. We was talking about buy this and that. Then he suddenly say, hey, got King and you want to see? And I say, hey, wow, quite interesting. But to be honest, this part that caught my attention was the exhaust.
You fall in love with the exhaust.
Yeah. Then
just like him and the Leovins.
the pipe is very unique to be honest. Because you see, you go Google Suzuki King 1340, right? Apparently the pipe like big hot dog like that.
Yeah.
It's very big, very ugly. So
Like rockets.
really like rocket. It's very heavy. That time I got take back the stock pipe with my friend Sam. Then after that, what the one pipe only what heavy like what you like go carry weight like that. 2 only. So how I came about this? Yeah. So apparently this fits the criteria what I want. But like some people like sports bike, some people like cruiser, Harley. It's own depend on own rider lah. For me, I prefer because previously I was riding a Super 4, but I sold away already because my Super 4 going to jala already lah. So after that, when I rode Super 4, I rode a few bike. After that, I'm a box guy. This is my first bike without a box. This really. Because my first bike was a Sparks. Then after that, I went to Super 4, also got box. Then after that, I rode Super 4. That time I know class 2. I haven't taken my class 2 license, easy lah. Then after that, rode Aerox. Then Aerox, I go more. That time when Aerox still quite high that time. I changed a lot. After that, overhaul like until my head also pain. Then after that, I sell my Aerox. I bought a X-Max. But my X-Max, I got it on the 3K COE. So actually I got a second bike, so X-Max. But to be honest, this bike overall I spent is much cheaper than a new Aerox and X-Max. The total I spent was 11K.
Wow, you mod what, bro?
No, I mean for this King.
For this King,
I spent only 11K only.
You bought this for 11K?
So when I take over that time was left about 1 month, 2 month plus COE.
Okay.
So the guy offered me 6.6. I said okay lah, because in my mind I was expecting like 8 or 9 because of the pipe and everything, like Hyper Pro, everything, the accessory was quite good lah. So 6% okay lah, come on deal lah. Then after I renew the COE, wow, lucky like hell. PQP 3K divide by 3, 9K divided by 3, 3K. So I renew my COE 3K plus only.
Okay. Lucky for 3,000. You renew this for like 3,000. All in all, you bought this bike for like
insurance
technically about 9,000 lah, less than 10,000.
Insurance, everything plus what I changed the tire is about 11 plus, near to 12K.
Hey you! Yes, you! Looking to finance your dream bike, but you cannot afford a brand new one, and the only other option is a used bike? Look no further! EXTOL Global provides your motorcycle financing needs, including hire purchase plans for buying your bike that's used from the internet, COE renewals, refinancing for bikes under COI that your friend wanna let go. Best of all, you can apply online, fuss-free, and EXTOL's friendly credit executive will work out a plan to finance your dream bike. EXTOL Global's goal is to create a cheaper, easier, and transparent platform for people to buy their bikes. What are you waiting for? Refinance your dream bike with EXTOL Global.
Okay lah, not too bad
So you can say that this is a 11, 12-year-old bike lah.
This bike 10 years old. So this year is 11.
Wow, not bad, But
bad.
you know, being an old bike, you're not scared, man. Like there will be issues with it.
Oh, initially I got this worry lah, because for every rider sure will think about it. So lucky my friend Sam, he rode a Hayabusa in the past. He got a group of friends riding Hayabusa and repair Hayabusa lah. So luckily this bike can use Hayabusa Gen 2 engine. Any parts can just fit inside.
It's the same engine, ma.
Yeah, so this bike is quite low profile lah. So people see me tend to like, what the hell is this stupid bike?
Yeah lah, I mean at the first glance it's like the GSR 400, 600.
400.
Yeah. At the first glance, but then you see the head is different, yeah. But then the exhaust makes it unique, lah. That's why.
Yes, it's the exhaust. We have to say wow. Cool lah.
Yeah, to be honest, the only selling point is the exhaust. Nothing much about this bike lah, but normal wise, like, on the road is very convenient for me. I quite like this bike lah. Like the previous owner, when I take over this bike, he was quite sad about it. He actually went back home, take photo, right the last time. But initially, to be honest, I mean, if he looking at this video, I think like, okay, can. But after when I really take over this bike, I understand how does it feel for this bike? Because it's very antique, very rare. People don't know what the hell is this bike. After challenge you that time, then after that, abyss. Unique lah. I like unique stuff lah. This bike is very. What I saw, Carousel got 2 guys selling stock bike. I myself I saw one Yoshi, one the Vince. So plus me 5 only. The other few I still haven't saw.
How many B Kings are there? Do you reckon on the road?
So far I only saw 3. So far I only
Maybe
saw
like
3.
10 or 20 could be. We don't know.
Because what I heard from what I shared with him earlier before we start this interview, there's Abang actually during his time, I think he's about 50 plus or 40 plus. During his time, B King only 15 on the road.
15 on the road now.
And the previous owner told me was less than 10.
Endangered species.
Yeah, even I went to my own mechanic Panjang Garage, right? I'm not trying to promote him lah, but I always find him lah. He also say, wow, this bike 10 years ago I touched before this bike But I don't know, I still know how to touch a lot. But he opened my fairing, everything less than 5 minutes lah.
Still can do lah.
He still can do lah. But himself, his on hand also got another B King, stock pipe one. So I'm the second one lah.
So for you, there's no concern of you finding a mechanic who can do this bike lah.
Panjang Garage who also know him lah.
Yeah lah.
Best already, I tell
Wow,
you. Not trying to promote him, he really know his thing lah.
His reputation, whew.
Oh, that's why.
I would love to.
But the queue also,
No, his skill different lah. He like to say keyword, you busy, you rush or not? You say you not rush, you wait until you high.
that's why.
But he overhaul his person, he know his work. Price wise, not trying to promote him again, but he really is a good mechanic lah.
Yeah, I mean his
everyone
workmanship.
know lah.
I have to compliment his workmanship. I did send my bike once there. The queue was long.
A lot super 4.
A lot of force, yes. It was like I came at slightly close to 12 noon. I left at 8 p.m. Before 9. I left before 9 p.m.
Your one still okay. Me and Sam, we came at 11 plus. We at there eat our three meals. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. He start do our bike is about 9 p.m. Start to do only. So we went back it's about almost 11 already.
Wow. I never go. Okay lah. That explains how good he is lah. Shows how good he is.
Yeah, yes.
By the waiting time.
But to be honest, before I don't really know much about bike in the past. I don't even know Street Fighter exists. It's right after I got this bike, I do some studies. Then wow, got Street Fighter.
Street Fighter Z1000.
The other Street Fighter was the Ducati one, V4S.
V4S.
Then I said, wow, this one V4, but apparently this bike is quite heavy lah. It's about 236 kilo on dry weight. Wet weight is about 262. So pick up wise still lose to KTM 1290. That bike very light, I can fly lah. Ducati also very light. That time I went to test ride their V4S before. It's really very light, but not used to it.
So even though it has a big engine because of the weight, the pickup is kind of sluggish lah, you reckon?
Pickup was say sluggish. More on the weight is so heavy, like you're riding a Hayabusa, you know, like when you drive a luxury car or what. Then, like example, that time I drove my friend Mercedes S300. So you going at that time was at Malaysia lah, 100 plus. I don't want to say so specific. You can't tell that you are at that kind of speed. It's very heavy and very
nice,
sturdy.
right? It's very nice to ride on, right?
You feel very secure when you ride on the bike. You don't feel, but the only thing that you have a challenge with street fighter bike and street bike is the wind. But I used to at the time I ride Super 4 until Malacca, all those also no windshield. No, I used to everything already but it's quite tiring lah.
So how's the fuel consumption like for this bike?
Fuel consumption that time I got calculate is about 20 or 21 per liter. The overall fuel tank is about 16.5. So can last me about, let's say I go normal speed lah. Can last about 190, 200.
Sorry lah, on the high side lah. But I think given that this bike is a class 2, we definitely need to live with it lah.
Yeah, to be honest, when I rode outside, the only people will look at me is because of my bike, not my bike.
They don't even know what this is.
Because this bike is very like the old timer lah, like very long time people
Blackbird time
I think it's around Blackbird time, but Blackbird is very popular at that point of time because other people ride Blackbird. They cost too fast in the past. Then after that tend to accident, all this and that. But this bike is more on the low profile bike. Although it's called B King. They say king of the street but apparently because nowadays technology wise, motorbike, Ducati, all that is much faster and lighter than this bike. But one good thing about Suzuki bike I can say is people known as for class 2 2B, all that I'm not too sure, bulletproof engine. So it's very hard to tell spoil. So my bike is about, the total odometer mileage is about 100,000 already.
Not bad
100,000
How many times have you...
Never touched before, I heard. Never even overhaul before.
I think
the
previous owners they already went to happy go Nosa Highway, go riding.
Yeah, but apparently it's still quite good lah. It's still like, you can't tell them when I went to Panjang, he said, wow, okay, your engine like very, very good. But I mean like by hearing wise, because although we say that we are experienced rider or what, but sometimes we hear, we might hear wrong. But if you went to give a mechanic see from the exterior side, he can see, okay, quite good. Because when a bike got problem, it's quite obvious. Like drum, like con rod, all this stuff. Very normal thing. Idling is not stable, all that is quite obvious. So when idling not stable, then you know where's your bike, the problem came off. Torture wise, I will recommend people who like street bike. If you rode a Super 4 before, you like this kind of bike. Because when age goes that time, your back aches. That time I rode my younger brother, the R15 V3, cannot dance that one.
Wait. My alarm.
That's phone.
So apparently R15, if you want to test a sports bike, I think R15 best really. You can really try, your back will ache. If you can tahan, then you can go for a sports bike.
So all the young ones like to ride R15
R15, but I don't know, R1 1000cc, R15 how much cc?
1,500
No offense to any R15 rider But like I say, I find it quite stupid. I mean, sorry to all the sports bike rider, because my mentality think like, wow, no gear 4, no gear 5, no gear 6. So if at times goes how? Plus, I'm not a track guy, so I don't like go track. I don't like to spend money. It's my own preference. So those people who go track and people who road sports bike don't get offended by me So I don't mean by anything.
Personal opinion
Don't go and chase me all that My bike very low profile People see don't know what the hell is this bike
Burger King bike, Burger King, BK.
Yeah. I got one friend go disturb me and say you want Burger King. I say I chase you that time you really like Burger King stuff like that. But this bike got Mode A and Mode B like Hayabusa Hayabusa got A, B, C. So technically it says the 1003cc, 600cc and 400. My one maybe like 1003 and 600. But except Mode B, I can feel the torque wise and pickup a bit sluggish.
I see.
But I normally don't use Mode B maybe.
Mode A only
just Mode A only F it I mean just screw it just use Mode A. Then other than that, cause my previous owner put the, you see, like COVID mask. My big king also wear mask. So the light wise is quite dim, I can't see. So actually recently I just installed it for light. So it's like fighter plane like that.
Sticking out.
It's heavy I got a friend around your height, skinnier. He rode a Harley. He sit on my bike, want to pull it straight, cannot pull up.
Serious
but I feel that class 2 bike, you want to push up the bike, there's a technique, use a bar. Use a bar, push up, all this and that. But after all, class 2 bike is you want to go touring lah. You go touring, you will kena the poison lah.
Yeah,
The poison is really different. But now COVID, but I also don't recommend riders if the Malaysia borders open, don't immediate chiong go there lah. I believe there a lot of hyena waiting lah. Anything will happen at there lah.
For a few months.
I won't say few months. Wait, see how first. Cause without COVID, that time people tend to kena raw, bike kena steal on the spot. I heard before people like at the petrol station, there's people take Paran point. What you want to do? Then they pull out the Super 4, go to the van. 4 people only. So don't recommend lah. When border really open, don't go rush there. Want to buy cheap things.
Like first, for me also, I will like take a few months.
Yeah, cause I believe they are more hungry at there lah.
Yeah, but hopefully it's not all subjective lah. Depend on your own individual.
Go with a pairs
perspective lah.
Don't go with small bike. Later your bike cannot chase. Some of their small bike sometimes can chase the class 2 bike. To be honest, their 125Z.
The cup chair all modified until like
can chase
tomorrow.
Some of they chase with one bunch of people. So I don't recommend rush go Malaysia lah. Other than that, after all, class 2 bike is really on own preference. Like you like a street type, sports bike, sports tourer type. There's a lot of adventure type. It's all about individual. So I mean, I believe both of you, the video review a lot of bike. I mean, for new rider who want to get a class 2 bike, can watch both of your video lah to get some reference lah. You know, because when you ask someone about this bike, some people just bought for the sake of buying. They don't really like go understand. Oh, why this bike got this and that. Sometimes you tell them, hey, really may have me. You know what I'm saying? They don't really understand much. So when you ask someone in face to face, right, it's quite surface when they tell you. Sometimes not all the time. So it's better to do some reviews. I mean both of video got reviews. Some of it might not be all the buy. I mean other YouTuber doing like Amor, all that, the UK, the Americans, all that. They do a lot of reviews. So normally you get your bike knowledge from there. Do some studies. You know, you cannot chop until you don't know where your money burns.
Yeah, true.
So, who would you say that the Peking is for?
You want me to talk in a joke way? Only for the king. No, Big King, I would say, it's more for city area. I would say, because the UK is very popular, because like city area, Singapore road. Because because it's 94. So I going at 90 on highway at gear 6 is very smooth. My RPM is about, I mean, maybe for sports bike, if they go at 100, right, their RPM is about 2 plus. My one is at 3K. Because of the speed gear ratio, everything is more for a street fighter type instead of sports type. So it's quite nice.
It's best for the streets
In China, their TikTok, they say king of the street. But no to be honest, KTM 1290, all that, they take over everything already. So fast that bike.
So subjective I mean, it's basically an old bike.
For people who like something different. Not get people R1. Initially, my friend rode a Hayabusa. I initially got want to get Hayabusa because it's like quite cheap at that point of time. After I think, don't want my friend also Hayabusa, that's stupid. Nothing to test, you know, like your friend, you sub right, you change the bike. Nothing to test, but at least something different with your friends.
Unique unique.
Its own preference. I prefer, initially, like I said, I was looking at FJR. I quite like FJR because got box I said I'm a box guy. Got boss, easy, helmet, raincoat. Like see now the weather like want to rain already. Later
Don't know how lah.
Don't know good luck fight with the rain But I'm a box guy so like my friend who just passed their 2B bike. I always told them, you go for a bike, you only got 2 things. You want to have box or no box. That some people can live without box for 2B until class 2. From that time, I think my riding license is about 8 years.
8 years,
Yeah, 8 years. Next year 9 years. Then this is my first class 2. Because I was quite picky, don't want to spend so much. Because plan to marry all that, don't want to spend so much money So 11K is like, wow, best already I tell you. 10 years some more, cheaper than Aerox.
Very sad life, Singapore.
Cheaper than Aerox. Much cheaper. Faster than Aerox. I mean nowadays 2B bike is very expensive. Cost us a bomb.
Yeah, true.
Well, that time my COE only, I remember I ride Spark, my COE only like 1,500 only. I rode 2 years, my Spark COE go until 3K. Then I faster sell away. Then I earn money. That time I remember I bought my Spark left 4 years, FBD. Left 4 years, I bought 4K. I rode 2 years, I sell 2K. I take out my Yoshi Triover, the old gen one. I take out, I separately sell. I earn 2.5. 2.7. So apparently that bike I did I earned a bit lah.
Some money
But after that, I took public transport. Then I regret every time I take taxi go work.
Oh yeah,
then I
tires, I know
complain.
the feeling bro.
Then I say, wow, I spent $20. My sparks, wow, I pump V Power Max only $10, minus also $8.
Still can 2 days,
That $20 can last me 3 months, 2 months. But for class 2 bike, it's on people who like to ride lah. Some people can live with 2B, they just want to have transport. But as you ride long that time, class 2 bike is quite nice. It's cheaper than car, but because car wise is quite expensive due to COE, petrol wise. Unless you got a need to have a car, then you just buy a car lah. Other than that, bikes, class 2 bike in China and UK is more on for them it's hobby. Surprisingly, when I saw their China TikTok or I saw their YouTube, it's more for them it's a hobby.
Because of that, the country big lah.
Yeah lah.
Yeah, and they can buy as much bike as they want.
They can mod everything lah.
That's why Singapore, no comment.
This bike, like what I say lah, like it look big, but this one is a fairing. It's a plastic fairing.
Oh yeah, this is the flaring.
The oil tank is here, so it's quite small lah.
Okay. The handling we already talked about.
Cover already.
Handling quite easy lah. For me, because my height, my size is quite big. For people who are very skinny, they might have a problem handling this kind of bike. It's very heavy. Even Super 4 myself, for me, maybe I weak. The time I go JB pump petrol, I reverse, I sleep. I cannot pull up. Full tank, I cannot pull up. Then I say, I shout, don't aku. After that, got people help me. People help me push the bike go up. So even Super 4, I cannot pull up. Maybe I weak. I just weak. Some of my friends, I got one friend very tall. He can pull up Super 4 like toy like that. For this bike is very heavy lah. And stable lor. Then you go on like that.
Yeah.
Careful a bit lah.
Yeah lah, true lah.
Ride smartly. I always say like I always told my friend who passed their license, ride smartly. Don't everything chiong, cause you must remember riding a bike, you got family waiting for you. Especially your loved one, your kids. If your kid is too young, anything happen, you might lose a leg, or you lucky you lost a leg. You sway
You lost your head.
No, you just lost your life. Nowadays a lot of accidents, just more beware lah.
True lah.
Okay lah, Ong. So, thank you so much for sharing your Beking. Definitely a rare bike, and we glad to have you on camera. Document it.
Yeah.
At least people know that such a bike
Existed lah.
exists in Singapore.
Forgotten legend lah. Transformer 2 have. Transformer 2 have.
Any riders want to review the bike, you can touch us on our social media pages below.
Any comments, suggestions, feedbacks, put them in the comment section below. Like and share this video with your riding kakis, and don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to support us as well as our awesome sponsor, Liqui Moly. Do check out their online store for a whole range of motorbike care products and use our promo code upon checking out.
And don't forget to check out our Shopee for exclusive Tambah Overlanders merchandise. Every purchase goes back to the videos and also help us
fund our overlanding trips.
That's it for the vlog, and we will see you in the next one.